maybe some of the things that they were doing with Ian to prevent him from getting as many touches, and he didn't have as productive a game. You said you wanted to watch some film. What were some of the things that they did defensively that he can learn from to maybe work around? Because teams are obviously going to start planning more and more for him because of his production over the last month and a half.
Well, obviously he's, every game he's getting more and more attention, and rightfully so by the way that he's playing. Um, I, I don't necessarily think Stanford did anything drastic. It's just, the way that Ian has been playing, he's at the top of the list in terms of trying to keep him out of transition, try to keep him out of the lane, try to keep him from the basket. And just in regards for the entire team, we went to the free throw line, I think 24 times, made 20 of them. We just got to do a better job. But the two best ways that we score is one in transition, and two, being able to attack the basket and be able to score around there and be able to get fouled and get to the free throw line. So as a team, we just gotta do a better job of that.
Was there one thing or maybe two things that stood out, especially over the last 5 or so minutes of the game, that you guys did not do well the other day that is mandatory, that must get fixed, that's kind of repeated itself a few times in situations like that?
Well, again, I wouldn't just look at it the last 5 minutes of the game. I just, um, I think I said on Saturday there were a number of little things that we just made mistakes on. I mean, from um, execution on the offensive ends, like setting screens, spacing, going to the offensive glass, um, out of bounds underneath, uh, boxing out, those things. Guys, I don't look at just the 5 minutes. I look at the entire game, and there's plays all throughout the game, in any game, that like the details matter. Like every possession matters. It's not just within the last 5 minutes. It's the entire game that you have to look at and look at ways to continue to do the things that you're doing well, and also the things that you aren't doing well, how to fix those and make those consistently things that you're doing on the good part.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'll go next to Jeremiah Holloway. Go ahead, Jeremiah.
Hey, good morning, Hubert. Wanted to ask about, of course, Jalen Washington and Jaylen and Luben. You guys were able to get them involved in the pick and roll game the other night. Obviously, we talked about Jay Wash having a good stretch of games, and Luben had the season high in points the other day. How have you seen with those two at the five, their games kind of complement each other? Being able to have one in there for certain stretches and the other in there for others.
Well, I mean, I don't know the statistics, but in terms of combining their stats in terms of points and rebounds, over the last 5, 6, maybe 7 games, they've consistently given us production from that position. And so whether it be Jay Wash's blocking shots, rebounding the basketball, guys finishing around the basket, running the floor in transition. And so that's been really good for us. And, I'm happy that they're continuing to improve and giving the team the type of production that they've been given over the last 5 or 6 games.
Michael Coe, go ahead.
Good morning, Hubert.
Good morning.
With the trip to Winston coming up tomorrow night, that's a place that in recent years you guys have struggled to win. What is it about, the way the Wake Forest plays, the way Coach Forbes coaches, that makes them a difficult matchup?
Well, Wake Forest is always good, and Coach Forbes is a great coach. But you're right. The last 2 times that we've been there, we haven't played our best. We haven't played well, and we just hadn't played well. But we had a good practice yesterday. We'll have a good one today, and we're excited about the challenge of playing tomorrow night.
Brett Friedlander, go ahead.
staying with the Wake Forest theme, Hunter Siles has got 6 straight 20-point games. What makes him so difficult to defend?
Well, I mean, he's got good size, quickness. He's aggressive. He's a 3-level scorer, so he can finish around the basket. He can shoot threes, and he's got a really good mid-range game. And so, the ball will be in his hands a lot. He has the green light to be able to attack on every possession, and he gets after it defensively too. Like, he's a really good defender, active defender that gets steals and deflections. Like, he's a two-way complete player, and I think those are some of the things that make him really productive, and why you said he's on a stretch of, was it 5 or 6 straight 20-point games.
Thanks a lot. Good luck this week.
Yeah, thanks.
Back to Andrew Jones.
Hey, Coach, I wanted to ask you about RJ's thumb. He's talked a little bit about it, but not too much. Two-part question here. One, is that affecting him at all? And the second part is, as a great shooter like you were, when you have a wrap like that, how much can it affect you over time?
Andrew, I think that's a question for RJ. I mean, we haven't talked about that at all. I mean, throughout, what is it, January 20th? I mean, I think you can go to pretty much any player in the country that's playing heavy minutes. There's got to be something that's sore. So, I've been blessed to be able to coach RJ the last 5 years, and I couldn't think of a better person and a better player to coach over these last 5 years. I've absolutely loved it.
Thanks.
Brendan Marks, go ahead, sir.
Hey, Hubert, how are you?
Good. I'm doing good.
Just wanted to ask you a little bit about Wake Forest and them inserting Tyler Johnson into the starting lineup. What sort of difference have you seen in the overall efficiency from their offense since he's been in the starting five? Seems like he's freed up Siles and Hildreth to do some more stuff off ball.
Well, I mean, one of the things that you talk about the freedom and the spacing to be able, to be scorers, to be more on attack from an offensive standpoint. I think, the responsibility of getting a team in the offense, getting everybody set, that is something that obviously both of them can do, but it allows them to really be impactful on the offensive end in terms of thinking attack. They're both great distributors. They can create not only for themselves but for their teammates. But I think it puts them in a position where I think naturally where they fit from an offensive standpoint, where they can first think, score and attack and create, as opposed to getting everybody else involved.
Thank you.
Hubert, thank you for the time. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Have a good day, guys. See you guys later.